Hey everyone, and welcome back to Tales from the Table Studios. We've got the final game of this incredibly exciting, fantastic Rega Tomb of Sorrows. But before we get to that, we have a couple things that I want to go over. First, quick thank you to everyone involved, both in this game and in all of the other amazing games that we've had running throughout the last 2 months. This is our last week. We're coming up on our last game tomorrow. So a lot of these games have been wrapping, and it's been a really, really wild experience just getting to spend time with all these amazing creatives, players, everyone who's been donating, hanging out in the chat, contacting any of us to talk about things regarding the game or the charity event. And I just wanted to, say thank you to everyone for that, because it really means a lot to me, and that's probably as far as I'm going to go with that right now, because otherwise I'll start getting emotional, and we're not going to do that at this exact moment. That's for tomorrow after Avatar. But everything we're doing here is for the National Network of Abortion Funds. That means any amount of money that you donate, 10 cents, 50 cents, $1, $100, $300, doesn't matter. Every single cent goes to the National Network of Abortion Funds, and then they take that and send it out to local abortion funds to pay for logistics, travel, transport, which I guess are the same thing, medical bills, temporary housing, and anything else that is necessary to help protect people's bodily autonomy. Because right now, unfortunately, reproductive rights are a hot button issue and are being taken away from people, and it is absolutely disgusting. So we're doing everything we can to try and lend a hand, fight back, provide that support and assistance where and when we can. To that end, when you donate, there are a couple cool things that happen. First, you'll be helping out somebody in real life, and that's a big deal. Second, prior to now, you will have been able to help or hinder our amazing team. Unfortunately, that will not be the case for this episode, but we may have some stuff to talk about regarding that in the future, because there will definitely be more charity drives and more groups with more stories. But if you donate now, you still get some pretty cool stuff. A $5 donation gets you the Sunken Temple module from our very own GM. A $10 donation gets you that in Spells of Eloquence. A $15 donation gets you everything I've already mentioned and Beastkin Vampires. 20 gets you that in Ars Artifacts, which contains a very exciting list of magical items found in the world of Rega. And a $30 donation gets everything and Gods of Rega, which is seriously just a fantastic read. You are getting all of this stuff at such a low price. It's very possible that Florenta snuck in, stole it, and is selling it on discount. Absolutely amazing. So definitely something to think about. Also, if you donate, if you're one of the people who has donated the most throughout this month and last month, you're going to get a chance to experience the amazing Jack's D&D skills for yourself, as you'll be part of a private game that Jack is going to be running. Level 20, bring your most difficult builds, because they will be put to the test. But we'll talk more about that later. We have a Discord now. Something else to mention. All of these amazing people are in that Discord. All of the people who have been part of any of our charity games are in that Discord. Come by, talk to them, ask them why they did the things they did. Ask them why they didn't do the things they didn't do. Find out more about their characters or the worlds that they inhabit, or just come hang out and talk about random stuff. It's a pretty welcoming community, and we're always happy to see more people. The link to that is down below in the About section. You can also find it over on my Twitter, which is at TheLionKnight42. With that, I think I have covered everything. So I'm not going to waste any more time. I'm going to pass it over to our amazing cast and crew. Jack, why don't you take it away?
Welcome back, everyone, to the successor states of Rega, Tomb of Sorrows, an actual play of 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons set in my own home-built world in benefit of the National Network of Abortion Funds. I am Jack Kellum, Jack Gogsbane, Jack the Giant Killer of Gods and Game Masters. Look around, you'll find me, but most importantly, I'm here doing this, and I would like to introduce to you 4 of the best players I have ever been honored to play with. we're going to start with Justina.
Hi, I'm Justina. I play Florenta Niculae, the human thief rogue.
Q.
Hi, Q. We're playing Kole Igniades, Dwarven Forged Cleric, follower of Ignia.
Del.
Hello, I play Luka Sobieski, our Spartoi, Paladin of Redemption of the follower of Kole.
And Rev. Who is still muted.
Hello. I'm awake, I promise. Hi, I'm Rev. I write games for Thought Police, _Thought Police on Twitter. And I play Oldie, who is a College of Rhetoric Halfling bard. And he just believes in the power of friendship and wants everybody to be friends with him and everybody else. And my crew is here with me on that mission, and I'm so happy for it.
We return to the entryway of the Tomb of Sorrows, where you had just about made it down the stairs when a half mummified, half stone corpse came out of the walls and assaulted you. Luckily, you managed to see it move beforehand and saw it coming, weren't caught by surprise. You engaged in battle with it. It dragged Florenta into the wall and let her go. She somehow survived that and managed to return to empty space. She seems a bit staggered by the event. But the thing has pulled off and away. And just while that's occurring, while this creature skulks in the walls, who knows where, you feel the warm hand on your shoulder, like the person you trusted most when you were a child. Just for a moment, each of you, and a quiet voice whispers in your ear, "Thou art blessed." And that is when each of you fully recover and gain the level that we put on your sheet in between games. Now, fully recovered and ready, this thing hunting you through the walls and the halls, what do you do?
Hunted back.
All right, everyone, take an angle. Keep your eyes open.
Just double checking a thing right here. So right now, Oldie's just looking around suspiciously.
Very
There
good.
is, sorry.
All I said was very good, so carry on.
Where I'm looking at the map. The map is currently where we all are, correct?
Correct.
That middle section where it's like a crossroads. How much space is in between that and the walls on each side? Can we stand like...
Each of those squares is 5 feet. So you would have 5 feet between you and the walls on either side. And if you're at that crossroads, you've quite wisely seen that actually the crossroads in this case actually limits the number of directions it can come at you unawares. Whereas normally being at the crossroads would make you be more exposed.
Right. That's what I'm wondering. If we move up, it'll have to come for us directly.
Mm-hmm.
It limits its movements.
Mm-hmm. Either that
I'm
first crossroads right
here
at the base of the stairs or the
what
one
Luka says. That sounds good to me. I think
yeah.
they're right.
The crossroads at the base of the stairs or the one further up that has the light stone.
I want to stay at the crossroads that were already, so Luka will suggest if we move up to the one that's near us, then we're not putting ourselves in more exposure on either side of the walls. We stay where we know what is around us.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah. Like
That's
I
fine.
said, I think Luca's right. I'm
All right, who's going to move forward? Who's
gonna
going to
follow
be
whatever they say.
who's going to be point person?
I will be point person.
Okay. We'll put you right about there. We'll put Luka right about there. Florenta, of course, is probably midlish, as is Oldie. Since Florenta's already had a chance to examine this area for traps, and there don't seem to have been any right here, thankfully. Your buddy Kerberos or Spot will actually move up here and be just ahead of you.
Okay.
Oh no, little fuzzy buddy, don't get too far ahead. We don't want you to get squished.
I'll be fine. Probably. You are the one who almost got it squished.
Oh, I'm very squishy, totally.
Yes, you stay in the middle. You do not get squished.
Recap from the last session, does Oldie still have Shield of Faith cast on him? Or no, that was from the graveyard.
It's not Shield of Faith, it's Warding Bond, and yes.
Yeah, the warding bond is up.
Okay.
Very good question. Very reasonable. Yeah, you've only been in here a few minutes. That lasts a full hour.
Okay.
It's a little tense waiting as the thing sort of every now and then pokes its head out of various walls to see if you're looking at it from that direction. And you always are.
Yeah.
It's kind of like facing the weeping angels.
Thanks, I hate it.
You're so welcome.
Mhm.
So eventually it just gives the heck up and comes straight down the center of the main hall. Coming out here, which is where you may roll initiative. As I said, it is a shambling, stomping thing of stone and mummified flesh. But that doesn't necessarily mean it's slow, although it hasn't had a great initiative thus far.
Good.
All right. What is Florenta's initiative?
19.
All right. And Cole's initiative?
17.
Luka?
3.
Ouch. And Oldie?
I was gonna say that I'm moving at the incredible lightning speed compared to everybody else at 4.
Ah, yes. I don't think those words mean what you think they mean.
They might have
not.
been slightly sarcastic.
That's right.
I was expecting to go at the bottom.
But you're not. All right, so the first person to act is Kerberos on a 20.
Nice.
He rushes up, uses a bonus action to rage, rushes up, attacks recklessly, And unfortunately, I believe, let me double check his actual stat there. Still misses. So he is here as he moved to try to keep it from being able to get to a wall without having to go past him. The next individual who acts is Florenta, and then Kole, you're on deck.
Okay. Florenta is going to hide. Ooh. A 21.
Okay. About the only place you have to hide right now is behind one of the corners to your left or right.
Okay, I'll go to the right.
Okay.
Then I'm going to take a shot at this thing. That's no good, but I have advantage, so get.
1 second. Not sure about the advantage.
If I'm hiding?
Yes, but I have to check to see if it sees you.
Oh.
Which it did not, but
Okay.
it
Sorry.
did happen.
All right, so then I've rolled the second time, and I got a 19 to hit.
That is exactly the required amount.
Fantastic.
And even if you hadn't had advantage, you would get sneak because a creature hostile to it is in melee.
Okay, excellent. All right, so I hit it for 10 with my decidedly non-magical arrow.
All right, well, that drops to 5, as we are aware. The arrow strikes it and then kind of bounces back out. It did leave a dent, but it did not stick in the flesh.
Oh, do I get the sneak attack damage as well?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
said
my
that.
bad. I'm sorry.
It's fine.
That's another 6, so it took 8.
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
You're very welcome. Kole, you're up. Oldie, you're on
Yeah.
deck.
Cool. That's gonna be a guiding bolt.
Very reasonable.
It's a dirty 20.
That hits.
Oh yeah. All right, 15 points of radiant damage.
15.
Yeah.
Okay, that doubles to 30.
Hell yeah.
And now the next attack on it,
Has
the next
advantage.
attack on it gets advantage. Oldie, you're up, unless you wish to move, Kole, or take a bonus action of some kind.
No, I'm good.
Oldie, you're up, and Luka, you're on deck. It rolled a 1 on initiative again, getting it into 2.
Wow.
All right. I'm just gonna take a little 5-foot move, kind of move over by the corner there, so I get a clear line of view, and I'm gonna firebolt. Hopefully.
Alrighty. You have advantage with that attack.
Roll advantage.
Well, that's good because the first one was a 1.
Oof.
All right, the advantage was excellent because that's 26 total AC, which I hope and pray definitely hits.
What was your base roll?
19.
Okay. Make sure to remind me if you actually get a 20, because of course that's a crit.
Oh, if I roll a natural 20, right?
Yeah.
Yep. No, the dice roll was a 19 for 26 total.
Very good. All right, roll your damage.
8 fire damage.
All right. Well, that 8 fire damage is 8 fire damage, and it takes it directly. As you recall, it is not resistant to fire damage. It isn't vulnerable to it like it is to radiant, but it
I'll take not resistant. That makes me happy.
Yeah.
Indeed. And now it is its turn, and the only being. No, it is Luca's turn. I just said that it was
I was
Luca's
about
turn.
to say,
Yeah.
Yep.
About to jump in
Not
there.
doing that. It is Luca's turn.
before it gets to my turn, I'm trying to recount. Sorry, I had it written down and now I can't find it. Who all had Oldie's bardic inspiration?
Only one person had Oldie's inspiration. Everybody but Rev still had an inspiration point left. Actually, I think Justina used yours last session. So Kole and Luka still have inspiration, and it's been less than 10 minutes. So Kole should still also have Rev's bardic inspiration.
I do.
Very
Okay.
good.
Sorry, I can't find my book.
No, perfectly reasonable. Yeah.
Okay. Just making sure. All right, so I am in the backpack, correct?
Mhm. Correct.
Can I move up to him, like next to Kerberos? Does that count as flanking? Or do I have to be behind him?
You could be on the other side of him, like the left side of him next to Kerberos, and it'll count as flanking.
All right, let's put me there. Let's give my buddy some help.
Yeah, basically you move there, then you're on the other side of him, and you still have the ability to support.
All right. So then I'll go ahead and do that, and I'll go for a smite.
Fix this freaking snap to grid. I don't want it snapping to grid that hard. Or maybe I won't. It's too complicated. All right. All right. So what are you doing?
I'm gonna try and smite it.
Very reasonable.
I thought so. Let's see. That is the. Do I have advantage?
You do.
Yeah.
Because you specifically tried to flank.
Yeah. Times I wish I had champion.
Yep.
First one was a 19. Let me see if I can actually get a crit. No.
That 19 still hits good though. So roll your
does.
normal damage, tell me that, then roll your 2d8 radiant.
Okay. Wasn't it 3-day last time? What made it 3-day?
It was because it's an
It's
undead.
because it's undead.
You are correct.
Does he qualify?
Yes.
Just checking. All right, first one. The normal one is max damage, which is 14.
All right. So 7 bludgeoning.
And then the 3-day. Uh, 16 radiant.
All right. This creature actually is riddled with cracks, and now kind of a dark black energy is starting to drool out of those cracks and meet the radiant, which is still dancing over its skin, and kind of burn away into wisps of smoke. To your particularly enhanced eyes, given your request to Kaela, whatever animating force is inside it is actually burning off.
Excellent. So Luka is standing very adjacent to essentially to Kerberos and making sure that the people behind them are protected with that shield up and that warhammer poised in case it tries to go by.
Yep. Very reasonable. Now it is its turn, and it doesn't seem to think of Kerberos as a threat, and it definitely seems to think of Luka as a threat for some reason. Possibly all that radiant smite damage they have continued to hand out.
Try dragging something bigger into the wall.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
It rolled a 1 for a total of 9. And it basically swipes at your face and just misses as you kind of go, what? And it does not have multi-attack. So
Good.
that was its round. So Old Blood and then Luka, and now it is next round again, and it is Kerberos' turn.
Go, buddy. You get advantage.
He does. He was going to get an advantage anyway.
He goes
Yeah.
reckless. Reckless. It's a thing.
All the time, every time.
Yep.
And he got a total of. Are you kidding me? Really? Okay. Yep. He still missed it by 1. So he hits a piece of stone in its side and cling.
Oh, baby. Oh, hey.
My dice seem to like the rest of you tonight, but not him. Florenta,
That's
it's your turn. Kole, you're on deck.
Okay, Florenta will take her shot.
Especially
Okay.
since you no longer have to move to stay hidden.
Right. So let's see. 6, 5. So 21 to hit.
That'll do it.
Then
I know it looks like the
Bows-
two of you are kind of in the way, but you're actually more up beside it than that.
the bows damage 8, and then my sneak attack. That was another 6, so 14.
Okay. That
Half to
drops
7.
to 7. Arrow smacks it, breaks, falls away, but it definitely still did some damage. This thing is looking very, very poorly, Kole. What are you going to do about it?
I'm obviously going to shoot it again. Pew pew.
Same spell?
Yeah, guiding bolts all damage.
Very reasonable.
That is an 18. So I'm going to use my inspiration from Oldie.
Very good.
Cool. I have 3. So that puts me at 21 to hit him.
Well, you were going to hit it regardless. Once you decided to use inspiration, you only needed
Yeah.
1.
Yeah, I know.
Good time. Good time to use it. All right. So your friend's song about being your friend truly came through at this moment.
Cole finds himself absently humming it. He's like, oh, it's going to be stuck in my head for days. Ah!
All right, roll your damage, please.
Yeah, 17.
So 34 more radiant damage slams into this thing's chest just about exactly where Luka's Warhammer did, and where arrow after arrow has been poking pretty much the same spot. Right in the middle of the chest, which is also pretty badly singed. It's like you guys have been focusing fire or something.
Right.
That 34 points of radiant damage slams into its chest with an audible thump, which doesn't make a lot of sense because it's made of light, but just go with it because that's what actually happens.
Absolutely.
And it begins to like shatter in slow motion. All the pieces of it expanding apart as if it's shattering quickly, but the animating spirit's trying to hold it together and slowly being burnt away.
Gotcha.
And it expands to about twice its size. You're able to move back away from it. It's not that fast, but it expands to about twice its size before the animating spirit is finally burnt entirely away and the pieces of stone and flesh, mummified flesh, clatter to the floor.
How does it look?
While that was happening, you watched all the dark wisps basically spin around and down and get dragged somewhere metaphysically down, which is not the same as down, but you understand it.
Going to the bad place.
Yeah. All right. How is everyone? Are we okay?
Luka will do a quick prayer over the body and then go over to Justina and make sure that she's okay.
Florenta just appears next to you and says, "I'm fine."
What is happening?
I don't even know
I keep
where you
telling you
hid,
guys.
but I'm glad you did.
I keep telling you guys, she's our specter. If we don't see her, we know she's okay. If we see her body fall unconscious on the floor, then we know there's a problem.
I get that.
I was inside the wall, you know.
Yeah, that was bad. That was super
It
duper
was
bad.
a very strange,
Are your
awful
organs like
experience.
okay?
Florenta feels her body. I think everything is in place.
Good. All right.
Okay, so that was probably the incantation. The question
Yes.
is if there are more.
Definitely some swimming, walking through walls, stone, bad times.
So I think our options are to clear this place out and then deal with the king, or just go straight to the king. And well,
I don't
You
know
know.
if the king could be summoning things from behind us, so perhaps we should clear.
Well, here's my thought: is that they were buried here for him. Like that's part of the spell or the legend or whatever. These are his servants. If he's not here to defend, well, those possessing spirits still be bound to protect him and his place.
Jack,
no.
Yes.
can we roll the actually, because Oldie's got a point.
Right. Given the
Hmm.
amount of information you got from Vindus and the amount of knowledge that you folks have about religion in general, yes, it is entirely possible to make a religion roll or an arcana roll, whichever one's highest for you, and figure that out.
To see if he goes down, if everything in here will be at rest.
Right.
Okay.
I got a 13 religion.
That's your total?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dad, I'm not terribly bright.
Right, that part.
I got a
Hella wide.
14.
Hella wide. Not real smart. It's
And
fine.
I
Not
rolled
even
a
that.
21 religion.
It's like that's your job or something.
It's like knowing things is the College of Rhetoric Bard's job, yes.
Yeah.
I am pretty and strong, and that's
That's enough.
yeah.
So, like, dumb thing, I got a 20 on the religion check.
The
The hell is that? It wasn't natural. It was like the +1. I'm just like, why not?
I was going to restrict it to people who were actually trained in the
Oh.
skill.
My bad.
No worries.
I love a savant moment, truly.
It's true. So, Oldie, you are absolutely correct. Given everything you've heard about this place, all of the other creatures are almost certainly bound to his life force. And even if they aren't, they'll be a lot weaker after he's gone.
You know what? Now I'm thinking about it. I'm like 98% certain that they'll go away or just stay permanently inactive if we get rid of him. Or
Which was my thought.
they'll at least be weaker because they won't have their binding cause to drive them.
Okay. So the initial thought of going straight to him seems like the best move.
All right. As you're discussing this, I want you to look over at Owlbear. Far down the passageway, headed your direction is an elf with swept back pink hair, sharp facial features, a dust covered coat, but it looks like it's crushed velvet coat, and looks basically like that figure.
Huh.
Mine is taking forever to load. Sorry, give me a moment.
No problem.
Hammer up, shield up. Hello?
Now, let's not be too hasty.
Okay, your guy
Hammer up,
alone
shield
in a
up.
hell team, and you're telling
you
us
and why are you in this
not
team?
to be hasty. So, you know, I suggest you be hasty in the, you know, words.
Well, that's not a problem. It's a specialty of mine. I'm. Well, I want to say I'm surprised to see anyone else here, but you wouldn't be the
Divine
first.
sense.
Yes. There's a celestial presence.
Okay, then.
Okay.
So once that goes off, Luka will kind of look back towards Kole and then towards the rest of the group. You smell of celestial.
You have a good nose. But,
And a heavy hammer. Who are you?
and I would much prefer to keep it pointed at other things. I am but a stray traveler who has lost their way. Oh, at the very least. I do have to admit that though I've been stumbling around for a bit of time now, I'm not entirely certain as to where we are. If you so clearly prepared individuals could educate me on this, it would be very appreciated.
Where are you
Insight
from?
roll.
And how are you lost here?
Very good.
Watching you.
25 on the insight. What's your deal, bud? What's your whole deal? What's happening? What's going on here?
Do you want me to answer that, or do you want to
21.
take that? Check.
Well, first of all, you just say, whether you're being truthful or not. And with a roll as high as 25, I may give Kole a little additional information.
Sure. Yeah,
21 for Luka.
definitely. He's being truthful. He doesn't seem to know where he is.
You are in Rega. You are in a tomb belonging to a broken king.
Nasty business.
Yes.
So, Kole
Yeah.
and Luka, you are, especially given Luka's particular gift she asked for.
Say.
Right, sorry. Given the particular gift Luka asked for, you can tell that there are two souls in that body. Kole,
Mm-hmm.
you can't quite see that because you weren't given that gift.
Sure.
But there does seem to be a little bit of hesitancy in the way this person moves, like they're not used to moving. Exactly. They know how it's done,
Right.
theoretically.
Where are you from?
That's a question that I'm not sure I could answer in a reasonable amount of time. Although I would be happy to answer those questions if perhaps we could find ourselves a bit of a change of scenery.
once we deal with the king, then yes, we can have a different scenery.
Is the king not already dealt with? Is that not why he's already in a tomb?
He buried himself here.
Well, that seems like a
And now-
terrible decision.
It was not a great plan, and now he's undead.
Oh,
So we're dealing with that.
that is a perfectly reasonable thing to deal with. In fact, perhaps I could aid in this awful problem.
Hey, Jack.
Yes.
I am fiddling while they're talking and doing things, and just sort of standing off on the side and fiddling with a little copper piece and mumbling because I need him to make a Wisdom 15 save. I'm going to cast Detect Thoughts.
Very well.
It's a 15.
Luka is making
Sorry.
Luka's making sure to stand in like before wherever Florenta is, and and where Oldie is, just in case somebody feels an itch to try and go past.
Uh-huh.
That is a 15 on the dot.
Ooh.
So in that case, I just get the very surface thoughts, and I fail on the deeper.
Right.
Yep. The
Then-
deeper
Whatever.
whatever's actively chain of thought.
Yep.
Train of thought.
So I think the topmost layer of thought is a very legitimate, almost gleefulness at the premise of being free.
Mhm.
Which one of you wants to leave so badly?
Ooh. You've got a very keen nose. I would say both of us definitely don't want to be here anymore. Give me a moment, I'll confer. Yes, no, we both would like to leave this place. And if it would be necessary for us to deal with the king first, which it does seem like it's a pressing problem, TikTok, then we would be happy to assist in that as long as afterwards we would be able to be done here, because it is not particularly welcoming. I do also, however, have another offer that I can make, perhaps in a show of friendship, because you see, before finding myself in front of you, obviously capable individuals, I did happen to find quite the treasure trove, if you would call it that.
Where?
What may we call you?
Oh, that is a perfectly fair question. I suppose I should have done that first. My name is Abellis. You can call me Abellis. And what may I call the group of you?
Is that the name for both of you?
That is a very difficult question to answer. Yes and no, but it is what we go by for now.
So you're like a
Mhm.
history roll. Is this person infamous?
Uh,
The name.
not a history roll.
Religion?
There might be a religion roll.
Yeah,
Okay.
I will warn
The
you.
person who's much smarter than the rest of us.
The DC is very high.
Yeah, I didn't get it. It's fine.
Such little trust.
Yeah.
Totally reasonable.
Oh, absolutely.
I got a 3, so it's not going to be me.
I got a 10, so
18 plus 9 is 27.
All right.
Go Oldie.
That would be high enough. Yeah. Abilis is the name of an angelic figure who is a servant of the wind, Yura. That's the east wind.
I was supposed to ask which direction you.
Yeah, that's the east wind, the kind wind, the wind of spring.
Hmm.
So, hey, double friend, I have a question for you.
Oh, we're friends already.
Are
He's very
you a
quick
friend
with
of
it.
the East or the West?
Not very subtle, are you? Well, I suppose if I had to pick one, I would be a friend of the East.
Hmm.
Though
Okay.
well, we've had our differences on occasion, as most friends do.
Keep in mind, of course, that it's the North and the South that are violent. Both
Mhm.
East and West are kindly. The West just also happens to be the wind of death, but not in a bad way.
I can't say that I fault any of you for the carefulness in your approach. I suppose it is perfectly reasonable considering we are in a tomb of an undead king, and
Yeah.
I just sort of stumbled out of no. It's a fair concern, but also a bit
So
of a
why are you,
pressing matter.
if we're gonna be direct here, why are you stuck here? Why do you need us to be free? What did you do?
Well, if the tomb is just open, then well, I still wouldn't want to walk into a big nasty on the way out because sometimes that can be
It's
a
possible.
problem.
Yeah.
Exactly, and I don't really want to walk into one of those. It probably would not end well. But
Were you trapped here?
uh,
Either of you? Were you trapped here before we came in?
I mean, yes.
I think they're trapped here like this, and they're not used to this.
Yes. I'm sorry. Sometimes it gets complicated, and it can be a problem finding the right words to express simply when you've spent so long not having to do so.
Yes, Q.
Okay. This is the call. Okay. You mentioned something about the treasure trove.
I did.
Where?
Would you like me to show you or tell you? Either is fine with me. I don't know which
Show
you
us.
prefer. Oh, all right.
Show us.
Then
Yes,
You
Justina.
lead the way.
that seems like a perfectly fair and reasonable request. I will be happy to do so. And
Mhm.
then I would like to lead them back to the room that I am referring to.
Very good. The rest of you,
I am super ready to like murder something that jumps out because I understand the kind of thing he is. His idea of a treasure trove might be different than mine.
There.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
A treasure trove is a horde of zombies.
Because
Look at all those
such a
trapped
treasure to
souls.
be able such a treasure to be able to eliminate them, right?
Exactly. Yeah. They are a blight on life, and you are getting the ability to do the good deed of eliminating them.
What
It's a
are you
treasure.
leading
Right.
us to?
Heading
You get
down the
money,
hallway, you can
jewels,
all
weapons.
see the way I'm moving things. Hopefully.
Yes. Question. What kind of things have I seen in this room?
Well, there is actually quite a bit of gold and jewels. There's a hammer, a couple of bracers, a big shield, a potion bottle, a strange coin.
The answer, I suppose, in the simplest of terms to your question, would be yes.
All right.
I suppose it makes sense considering everything he is. I'm not sure if he still counts as a king, having died and now risen again. I don't know. Do you all still consider him a king? Is that how this works?
I see. I think he's just a man.
Okay, then when he was a king, it makes sense that he would have had many things, and I suppose this is where they were left when
And
he
that
was
supposed to be still fogged. Hang on.
entombed.
Listen, I'll say this, friends. I won't say you can trust them, because you probably can't. But sort of in the same way that you can't trust me, so you can.
Oh, by all means, please don't trust me. I'm happy to earn it.
I won't, so that won't be a problem.
Perfect. You know,
I mostly trust my spouse, no one else.
that's smart. It's always best to let someone prove to you that they deserve your trust, and then to only half trust them, really, because you
All
don't
right.
know what might happen.
So you move all the way down the main hall with nothing causing any problems, nothing jumping out at you. Primarily, it seems likely because if there'd been anything in the way, Abeles would have run into it.
Right.
But down to your right, there is a door that someone should probably examine. Yes, I thought so. As the rogue moves to the door.
Hell yeah. All right, so observation or intimidation or
Investigation.
It's perception or
invest-
investigation.
Perception.
No, you're remembering
Jesus,
last
I was
night.
trying to play GURPS. Anyway.
This was yesterday. That was yesterday.
Cannot in fact
Now I
intimidate
need a
the door.
campaign where you can intimidate doors open.
I probably could.
Well,
Yeah,
if it's a
probably.
mimic,
All right.
No,
So
thank
I
you.
got a 21.
That door is not trapped. It is, however, locked. So thieves tools plus dex bonus.
All right. Oh, okay. Well, that was good. It's a natural 20 plus all the other stuff.
Hey.
All right. So you stick
Nice.
the lockpick in, you jiggle it once, and you kick the door, and it pops open.
Yeah, my wife is so talented.
And you see the room that the fog is gone there in front of you. There are a number of each one of the white things is actually just a platform with stuff on it. There are two sarcophagi in the south part of the room and the statue in the center, but all of the things around it are just stone tables with items on them. A wide variety of gold, copper, silver jewelry carefully set. The coins aren't like out loose. They're carefully set into individual chests and, carefully set aside in proper ways because after all, this was an official burial treasure chamber. This isn't just some uncivilized dragon's hoard or something.
Right, of course.
The table in the far northeast, whenever you all get where you can see it, has more complicated items that you need to get closer to see.
Okay, then we will do so.
Wait. Can Florenta poke around with her 10-foot pole? And
Classic.
I got a 19 plus my perception, so yeah, so that's a 23. I just want to make sure none of this is trapped.
Absolutely.
Awful things aren't going to jump
This
out.
allows you to check 10 feet further out than you normally could. You could normally only
Yay.
check 5 feet in front of yourself. This gives you a 15-foot span. The first 15 feet around the door are all clear.
Okay.
And that includes the statue because you're able to poke it just barely from the door.
Good.
Now, that doesn't prove it's not some sort of construct, just that it's not a trap.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
would you prefer that I go in first, last, or just stay out here? Any
You
of
go in first. You go in first.
is hoping, and I will proceed into the room.
Well, you proceed into the room. It is not doing anything particularly dangerous at the moment.
And after a moment, he sort of pivots on his heels and bows a little bit. Okay. safe and sound, at least for now.
Okay. Shall we see what this trove has to offer?
I think I'll stay out here and make sure nothing comes in.
Sounds good.
I'm gonna let the smith and the thief look at the items because they're gonna know that stuff better than me. So, but I am interested in not touching, at least at first, but looking at the sarcophagi to see if they have any kind of inscriptions or names or anything like that written on them.
They don't really have any names of particular note. There are some ancient Scarian names on them that you can note down for later, but they're not anybody important. They just were probably high-ranking soldiers in his military.
Okay, unless somebody's going to try to stop me, I'm going to pry open one of them.
All
I
right.
would suggest against that.
Yes, I was about to say the same.
We don't need to open any of the sarcophagi.
You already have one undead nasty that you're going to deal with, right?
Florenta?
Yes, so Florenta, is it possible for me to use my rope to kind of tie down the lids on the sarcophagi?
It is not. The sarcophagi aren't. The sarcophagi are carved out of the stone. The lid is separate and on top, but there's no under to them to be tied.
Okay, so could I rig something to the wall and then the statue, and sort of hold down the lids that way? At least slow something
Might be able
down.
to. It would take a substantial amount of time and definitely would require touching the sarcophagi.
So
Yes.
we could just leave them alone.
My sight, is it the same as being limited with divine sense? Is it only if I can directly see it?
It seems to be, yes.
Okay,
The ability to see through objects is a very different blessing.
more than fair. Kole,
Yes.
if you are willing to stand guard, what I would like to do, unless you would like to do it, is to slide the lids of the sarcophagi just enough for me to peer inside. Because if there are souls of unrest in there, then I would like to put them to rest.
I believe our mission was to deal with the king first. And then that will help with any of the souls that aren't at rest. And after we deal with the king, we can then come back and pray over. I don't think it's a good idea to open them early.
Yes, Justina.
What do kings do when you invade their throne room? They call the guards.
You know.
Yes.
It's a good point.
These are guards. These might be guards. Wouldn't it be better if we could see if they can be put to rest?
I don't think it's a good idea, but if you feel it so, then we will do it.
Cole, what part of going into a tomb with a dead king is a good idea?
But there are
None,
levels
except
to
for
the
you.
good idea. But there are levels to the good idea. Don't add on to the bad idea that we already have.
It's worked out so far.
Thank you, Kerberos. You've been very helpful. If we want to try and put them to rest, then we can. However, I don't feel that opening them early, because what if they wake up and they go, then we have to fight more things. Or we can just leave them right here.
I'm not saying to flip the whole lid off. I'm saying I'm going to push it just a little bit, and then if they get back up, then I'll sit on it. I'm like 300 pounds and armor.
I assume you're not just going to stay on top of it, though, yes? Eventually, you'll have to move.
Also, what if it's one of the ones that can move through stone?
I'm sorry,
If it's
what was
open
that?
a crack, I can just set it on fire until,
Move through stone. Some of them can
What?
move through stone.
Yeah, they're swimming.
I don't like
Okay.
that.
If
Okay,
they could
how
move through
about
stone,
we
wouldn't they
just-
just come out of the coffin?
Oh, that is a good
yeah.
point. Well, if they're not awake, then perhaps not.
Would the
Okay,
dead
how about
sleep?
how about we come back to the loot room? Though
If they're- If
Don't
they're
worry.
not awake, why aren't they awake? He had all day to wake them up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, does he know that you're here?
Yes, he knows we're
Oh
here.
yeah.
Uh,
Okay.
that's
Yeah, we came the other night.
Okay, we should not leave the loot room. We should see what things this place has to offer us.
Got it.
So, Miss Thief,
All
I
right.
have a question
So
for you.
please look
Are there,
over
like,
at
thief doors in
Please.
here.
please look over at Owlbear.
Uh-oh. Oh, that's
As
It
two
won't
of those,
load.
a new
Oh.
friend.
two of those creatures still won't load for you.
No.
I'm sorry, Del.
It's not great.
It's yeah. Let me put it in the chat as well.
I will do the same with.
Owlbear is just
But
being
it's-
very rude to me tonight. I don't know why.
It does do that sometimes.
It took a few tries for me to log in.
All right, so it's in the chat as well now.
And also, I will send this.
Two of those, the minute you you start pushing the lid. You don't push it off or anything. It doesn't flip, but the minute you touch the lid and start to push, one of those rises from each of the sarcophagi. They seem to be spectral entities of some kind.
See? Sacred flame. No, word of radiance. We'll do word of radiance instead.
Wait. What does my site say?
These seem to be evil spirits, but they're the evil animating spirit. There are no souls attached. What made them people is gone. All that is left is the animating spirit.
Cool.
But that moment that you asked Kole to wait means you have to roll initiative.
Oh, man.
Okay.
Cool. Cool.
I have a 17.
I don't know why I'm looking like it's going to be higher. I know.
All right. Florenta,
18.
Luka,
14.
that's way better than you've been doing.
No, absolutely. I'm just saying like I'm going to have more than a +1 to it. I was like looking at my sheet like it was going to change since the last combat.
But who knows? Oldie, what's your initiative?
11.
And Kole.
6.
We traded places.
Mm-hmm. I told you so is the thing.
And you know
got a
what? That's
5.
perfectly fair. I absolutely 1000% agree with your I told you so. However, don't have to fight them later. We can fight them now.
All right. Unsurprisingly, once again, Florenta acts first. Abelis, you're on deck.
Okay, Florenta is hiding not so well this time. She only got a 14.
All right. Give me one moment.
I think I'm hidden.
Think you're hidden so good.
However, the nat 20 they just got on perception says you are not hidden.
I don't know that.
Just Florenta just got a little too cocky with the hiding.
Indeed. kind of half ducks behind one of the tables. All right. I assume your regular gonna take a shot.
Yeah, I'll try. Not like it's gonna do a lot, but
Natural 20.
Every bit helps.
Yup.
okay, no, I don't hit them. I rolled a 5. An 11. I got an 11 with all my bonuses.
Did not hit them. That is correct.
No, it did not.
That's okay. Nowhere to
right.
go but up.
Abalus.
Well, if this is what's going to have to happen, and Abellus is going to just sort of squeeze his fist tightly and then open it and just sort of exhale. And as he does, there's this almost sort of directed scattering of these sort of pink rose petals, or not rose petals, like cherry blossom leaves. That sort of fall to rest on one of these two, the one that Florenta went to attack. I am going to be using my bonus action to curse it. And then I will be spending one of my metamagic points in order to twin my incoming Eldritch Blast so that I can fire it at both of them. So there's another moment where Abalus sort of just sweeps a hand around, and there's this trail of pink and green and just bright light with hints of almost an inky blackness on the edges of it. And then as he thrusts his hand out, it just sort of fires forward as this blast and sort of cracks down the center as the two blasts now go flying at either of them. I'm going to roll against the one that I have cursed first. That is a 24.
That will definitely hit.
And then do you want me to do damage first or roll against the other one?
Roll against the other one first.
Okay, so rolling against the other one. That is not as good. That is an 18.
18?
Yeah.
Okay, 18 still hits.
Okay.
All right, so do your damage on the first one.
Okay. So
which includes your
curse damage? Awesome. I like that. So we roll. That is double checking. 6 plus 5. That's going to be 11 points of damage of, yes, 11 points of, I believe, force damage.
It is force damage.
And then on the other one, that will be 3 points of force damage. And
the first one reels back, having been struck a very heavy blow. It is already bloodied. The second one kind of shrugs its shoulder as the blast comes in and through, not nearly as badly harmed.
All right, I'm a bit rusty. I'm going to take 2 steps back. If the rest of you would like to handle this, that would be fantastic.
All right, that was Abalus. Luka, it's your turn. Oldie, you're on deck.
Considering it was my fault, I have no problem taking the blame, as it were. Kole can say I told you so later. All right.
It's not my fault.
And he will.
And will.
All right, so let's go ahead and try and do a nice little hammer strike. Since it hasn't left my hand, might as well use that.
Indeed. Are you striking for the one that looks more damaged or the less damaged one on the right?
I'll go ahead and see if we can knock out the one that is more damaged.
Quite reasonable. I should probably bring the map back up. Some people like to have maps for their fighty parts.
Nah, we like to see what we're hitting. If we can, we'll find out. That is the second time I've rolled a 19, and while I appreciate it, slightly
So close.
frustrated.
It's so close to greatness.
That's
Truly
okay.
so close to greatness.
It's still good.
Max damage again. Ooh, this is nice. 14. Nope, that's not how math works. Hold on. 13. I can math.
Yeah, I
8 plus
believe you.
5, 13.
8 plus 5 is 13, yes.
Okay,
Does
thank
this
you.
look about right for your locations? I have Luka right over by the sarcophagi, obviously, because Luka was attempting to open them. Florenta
Not
went
attempting. I
tried
succeeded.
to hide, which is why I have her sticking out just behind a table. And Oldie was relatively close to them because he was thinking of opening them. So actually probably here-ish. Looks about right? Okay. All right. What did you get, Del?
Oh, total damage was 13.
Your hammer passes through it, but it does seem to disrupt it as it goes through. You do 6 points of damage. It is not quite out, but it is definitely not long for this world. It should have been gone from this world long ago, but you know how these things are.
Yeah.
Oldie.
I'm gonna go for now with my classic firebolt. I'm gonna hit the same one that Luka was attacking,
Mm-hmm.
or
So it's to make
attempt
sure as to
and that is a 20 with a modifier. I rolled a 13
dirty
plus
20. Very good. That hits. Enough attempts have been made. They only have an armor class of 12.
Okay. And then I do 7 fire damage.
That is enough to make that an X Spectre. It fades away into shadow and the smoke seeps down, especially from Luka's perspective, metaphysically down into the dark places. Does either Luka or Oldie want to move from where they are?
I do.
Okay.
I would like to put myself essentially in harm's way.
Right. Basically put yourself between Oldie and everybody else.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I'm just gonna move to the other side of the statue,
Basically, if you move there,
and then Luka could just kind of move up to where I was. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I would like to take my bonus action
Uh-huh.
and sing a song about how I am so happy for Luka and their new wife, and how we're going to have like a long happy life together as the bestest group of friends that ever was the bestest group of friends, and give you a bardic inspiration.
What is happening?
Well, that was just charming.
Very good.
I like you.
All right. So that's
Best song I've ever heard.
And so now both Luka and Kole have a bardic inspiration.
No, I used mine last.
Oh, that's right, you used yours.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Luka's sort of in the way of the other Spectre, and I don't know if there are any other ones hiding, so... And then that's my turn. I moved, action, bonus action.
Yep. All right. So the one on the left is the one that got blown away. So now it's its turn. And well, it's going to go after the one that opens the sarcophagus anyway.
Bring it.
So it slides forward toward you, moaning, moves through the physical objects in its path as if they were not present, and tries to lay its cold, undead, fleshless, empty hands made of smoke upon you.
Shield.
But the total of 12 does not do it.
No.
And
I
now
don't
it,
consent to being touched.
now it is Cole's turn.
Okay. So Cole is walking forward towards the specter, mumbling grumpily about how people should really just listen to him. Sorry. And he's gonna cast Word of Radiance, where his eyes and his throat glow with like a divine fire, and he speaks a word that I'm sure some of the Celestials would probably understand, but for those not of that ilk, it just kind of it makes your teeth feel fuzzy, which is a word. It's a sensation. You know what I'm talking about. It is the thing. So yeah, Word of Radiance. They have to make a, I believe it's a Wisdom saving throw.
Yep. All right. Well, it got a 2. So
Cool. Cool beans. That is 6. Right.
6 radiant.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this particular kind of specter is vulnerable to radiant damage, and that doubles to 12. It is now bloodied.
Oh, hell yeah.
And now it is Kerberos' turn. He looks up, looks a little puzzled, and shakes his head and comes running across the room, vaults over the table, and basically body slides himself and his axe through the creature at the same time. And I don't really think you can be any more reckless than that.
No, certainly not.
Yeah, have to agree.
But he doesn't actually bother to rage yet. He's just sliding to the other side. He gets an advantage because it's flanked. He got a nat 20 because
Yeah.
let's go.
he is now wielding his battle axe two-handed. So that's 2 die 10. 14, 20 down to 10. You had already given it 12 points of damage. So after the half, he does enough to make it discorporate.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's my buddy.
Nice.
Oh, you guys love making weird friends. I'm just saying. Yep. It
Have you seen our group?
discorporates. I have. And I actually expected this. Not him. Not that, but one of them. You were going to do it to somebody. I didn't expect you to do it with the gluts in the first segment. But
Listen, we're just going to gather an army of friends and conquer the world with friendship.
No,
Yes.
not doing that. Not doing that.
Jack, we've played enough games together that you know that I have that menagerie problem.
I know. It's going to get worse. All right. So now this room is completely safe and feels completely safe as the statue in the center loses the gray patina that was on it
Oh.
and is now a gleaming silver statue with a bronze breastplate. It looks like a statue of Savios, King of the Gods.
Well handled, all.
Oh, hey, it's my not dad.
Who is it?
That
If
has
it's
turned
not
me
me?
away.
Davios,
Yeah.
Kayla's husband. Partner?
Oh,
That's
so he is dad. He is the everything dad. That's what I was told.
oh yes, he's the big one.
He's my
Yeah,
not dad because I have a dad, but he created my species.
Well, I mean, yeah,
It's an
I mean,
honor
you're
thing.
not wrong, Kerberos. He is the big daddy. He's like the big daddy of big daddies.
I would argue that really he had a hand in making everything because, he's the big one.
I'm
But
gonna
I
go with
whatever.
the
remember
scout now.
hearing that he made the other first 3 old gods because he was mad at being alone.
Well, who doesn't get lonely?
Me.
I haven't.
Look at all the friends I've made.
For those with religion, that's not exactly right, but it's close enough for government work at the moment.
Yeah, for sure.
All right.
Florenta
So
is
there
just wondering if that statue's solid silver.
That's exactly what I was kind of wondering too. I was just like, do you
Dollar signs in
know?
the eyes.
Right.
Yes.
I
All right,
wasn't
so-
thinking so much about the wealth as to how big of a party it could throw.
So, like I said, each of the tables has various kinds and amounts of monetary wealth on it that you can either gather up now or feel free to come back and get later should you survive.
We'll come back later.
But that back
Yeah,
right table has a number of objects on it that I will show to you now
Mhm.
in order. This one,
Where are we showing them? In the Discord?
I can also show them in the Discord. Yes,
Where was the other place that you were going to show them?
I'm
The
showing them
Owlbear.
on Owlbear because the audience can see them there as well.
Oh, that's fine. My owlbear is working. Ooh,
Oh, good. Yep. And yes, it gives away right at the top what they are.
Yeah,
That's-
just immediately handing those to Florenta. Just
I mean, right?
immediately.
I'll help you put them on.
Yes, that is a forging hammer, but the head is made of stone.
Love it. So cool.
Oh. Okay. I mean, I'm taking that, obviously.
I thought you might.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And that is a scutum with an eye on the front.
what is it?
It's a scutum, a Roman style large shield
Yeah.
with an eye on the front
Yeah.
and lightning bolts coming out of the eyebrow and Savios's overturned axe symbol below it.
Now my owlbear has decided not to show me the thing. So rude.
Hang on one second.
Yeah, that's a shield. Certainly for Luka.
Luka looks up from helping Florenta put on the bracers. What?
Here's a shield. For you.
Oh, that's lovely.
I have to say I am quite impressed with your synergy. It was very well handled.
We are the bestest
Yeah.
of friends, and that's what you witnessed.
Right. So I've now put it in the chat as well, along with the next item, which I'll put on Owlbear in just a moment. It's just easier to do them all in one area first.
For sure.
Friendship is such a magical thing. I'm so glad that you found each other. Perhaps with time, we could all be friends.
Wouldn't that be weird because you're still trapped in the body that you don't want to be trapped in?
I don't know. That is a very, very difficult thing to respond to. I wouldn't say that I don't want to be here in this body right now. I more meant not wanting to be in the tomb, although ideally, eventually, yes.
All right, so potion bottle.
Uh-huh.
Are we just, I'm sorry, are we just going to skip past the thing with spiders?
Oh, I haven't shown them that yet. Also potion bottle.
Hmm.
So
Are the
that's not a thing we
spiders
skip past.
alive, or
They do not seem to be. They seem to be mummified.
Oh.
I can drink them and tell you what they are.
Ow there, why?
I feel like that might not be the best
But at least you
decision
could see them all over on the other place.
if you
So,
just drink random liquids.
and then there's this thing,
I've had the best times drinking.
which is a
that.
normal silver coin with a fox on it.
Yeah, so not a normal silver coin at all.
Do any of us have detect magic?
I do not.
Prepared, no, but I've got identify.
Well,
We're just
identify
touching
works
this
even.
stuff.
Identify works, better.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I know. And it's a ritual, so like if
Right, it doesn't even cost you a.
Just need a couple minutes to hang out.
Yeah.
Nope. And the room has basically told you it's a safe place.
Right. So I mean we could, take a little breather.
That's not a terrible idea.
All right. So you're using identify.
Yeah.
In the time that this is happening,
Yes.
I would like to take my 1 first level warlock spell slot and one of my 2nd level sorcerer spell slots and convert those into sorcery points.
Very well.
Thank you.
Sorcerer and warlock.
Yeah.
What are you doing, Ryan?
Being an
What are you
absolute monster.
doing?
Well,
So much
it's only going to
slow.
take you 5 minutes because
I
you
love
cast it
it.
5 times, basically.
Yeah.
And you learn its properties and how to use them and whether it requires attunement and how many charges it has.
Sweet.
So, which thing are you handling first?
The seal.
The shield. At first, you're like, oh, this is a standard sentinel shield. Then you go, no, this is a sentinel scutum. It's part of a set.
Oh.
The more pieces of the set you have, the more powers each individual piece has.
Okay.
And it allows you, if you have them all, to attune 4 items instead of 3.
Interesting.
You've actually
Okay.
heard of this item as a skilled crafter yourself. The only power of the sentinel scutum by itself is that it grants advantage on wisdom perception checks and initiative rolls.
Yeah. Yeah.
You trying to say something, Jack?
Nope.
No.
I had
No, it's
determined this item was in this place quite some time ago.
just a good shield. Sentinel
Yeah.
shield is so good.
The sentinel
Made
scutum is
before
better
my
because,
continuous bad rolls.
because as you gain more items, it gains increasing AC bonus as well as more powers. And each of the items you get has other powers, and the more items you have, the more powers each item has.
Nice.
But
Um,
Kole, you may want to tell Luka that they need to learn to use a spear.
Yes. Luka,
Yes.
this is one piece of many. How good are you with a spear?
I've trained with one, but I haven't used one in a while.
Good. We should keep our eyes out for one eventually. The more pieces you find of these vestments, the more powerful the blessings are. granted to you by them.
Mm.
Do you think that they're all in the tomb?
I don't know. We can absolutely check, but something tells me probably not.
All right. What is the next item?
The hammer.
I wonder
All right.
why.
It does not tell you everything about itself. You become aware that it at the moment seems to be a very private sort of stone-headed +1 hammer.
Uh-huh. So I'm gonna spend the 30 minutes to attune to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, it's still at the moment it's still just a +1 hammer.
Sure. Which, by the way, Kole will offer his hammer, his old hammer, to Luka.
Especially since right now it's still magical.
Yes.
Yeah, it's magical
you
for
go.
the rest of the day. Good
Right.
choice.
I thought so. Now,
Oh, I did mention it's only a +1 hammer, but it does a base 1d10 damage,
oh,
even wielded one-handed.
Oh.
that's different.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, that was mine one.
And it's substantially heavy. It was substantially heavier until you attuned it.
Ah, lovely.
Do I have to attune the shield, or do I have to do that once I have all of the pieces?
The shield does require attunement. So basically, you guys are going to be taking a short rest and getting all the benefits of that, as well as attuning the magic items.
Well, it's a
Right.
good
Yeah,
thing I used my
I'm-
warlock spell slot.
Right?
I'm fairly certain.
Yeah.
I'm fairly certain that they're bracers of archery, but we're gonna double check.
They're braces of archery. And
There
in
you go.
addition to what it actually says in the book, arrows fired from a person who's using bracers of archery count as magical.
Sweet. So I don't have to use
Yay.
magic weapon. Heck yeah. Because I was fully planning on doing that.
I give
Next
up
item.
on Owlbear on my computer. I'm just going to use it on my phone.
That's
Legit.
fair. Okay. Then the potions.
All right. So the green potion is laughing gas.
Interesting.
When opened or thrown, it always breaks. It creates a 30-foot radius cloud of gas that affects everyone inside it as the spell Hideous Laughter, with a DC of 14, for 1 minute or until they succeed at a save. It lasts in the air for 3 rounds, and anyone who ends their turn in the gas cloud during that time must save again, even if they have already saved. This has no effect on creatures that do not need to breathe.
So undead.
Right.
Got it.
This would not be something that would be useful here, probably.
Got it. All right. And then the spider one.
You don't really have to use the spell, although it helps narrow things down very quickly once you start examining it. This is a bottle that holds the preserved blood of the ancient dragon who existed before the world.
Sorry, what?
This is the blood of Invidia. It is a legendary potion.
Ooh.
Careful enchantments have channeled its chaotic power into a more controllable form than the kind you just find in the pools that corrupts creatures into monsters. No, this one acts as a true polymorph once that can in addition transform the drinker into any chromatic dragon or Invidian abomination of their choice if they make a DC 20 charisma save.
Okay.
If they do not, the form is randomly determined or chosen by the DM. At the end of the normal effect, which maintains itself for the full time, they must make a DC 20 charisma save if they wish to return to their original form.
Oh, okay.
Huh. this like a one-time thing? Like you
Yeah,
just
it's a
drink the
potion.
whole thing?
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
Did you do the coin?
Not yet.
Should have just let me drink. I could have been a laughing dragon. It would have been fine.
That doesn't seem
Yeah.
like the best thing right now.
No. Also, did I do the what?
The coin.
Oh, yeah, no, the coin. Obviously, the coin.
All right. So, this is a token of the trickster.
Mhm.
It is a wondrous item.
Uh-huh.
At this level, it is common. Oh, I'm sorry. No, at this level, it is uncommon.
Okay.
The common one, they all have a fox head on one side and a rabbit on the other, both of the animals of Vulpos. While you have it in hand, you can cast Minor Illusion and an Invisible Mage Hand at will. The uncommon version has 7 charges and regains 1d6 plus 1 charges daily at midnight. With it in hand, you can cast Disguise Self or Hideous Laughter by expending a charge.
Nice.
During this period of resting, unless approached, Abolus is just sort of going to keep his distance, not wanting to encroach on the group. And every so often, what at first seems like a butterfly sort of flies off of his hand, except its wings, similar to the energy he blasted earlier, is sort of blackened and frayed around the edges. And after a couple of moments of just sort of flitting around him, it lands on his finger and just sort of, there's this little flash of colorful light and it is gone.
So at their current level, the token of the trickster does not require attunement. But you can tell that this is one of the ones that actually progresses with its owner.
Oh.
So
Very
it will gain
nice.
it will gain additional powers as the
So-
owner levels.
So we're going to give the coin to Oldie, obviously.
I mean, that does kind of make sense.
Yeah. All right. Are we all ready?
And now that you've looked at that, we're going to go ahead and take our break because I was notified of the need to take a break a bit earlier, but we were in the middle of something. So
Sure.
it is now time to take our break, and then we will get back for the exciting finale of Tomb of Sorrows.
Woo! All right.
Welcome back, my friends, to the successor states of Rega, Tomb of Sorrows, a 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons actual play benefiting the National Network of Abortion Funds. When last we left our lovely heroes, they were taking a short rest in a treasure room, having gathered a number of interesting magic items and possibly some gold and gems. And they were watched over during this rest by a newly cleansed statue of Savios in brilliant silver with a bronze breastplate. But now that rest is coming to an end, and they must move forward to face the final peril of the Tomb of Sorrows.
I will pass a prayer to Savios, by the way, before we exit the room. Because even though he isn't my main man, still my dad god. So
We pay respects to all the gods, so I definitely will be giving a prayer as well.
Excellent.
Oldie does not give a prayer, but like he actually prostrates himself in a very unusually formal way for him while his more lawful companions pray.
That is particularly uncommon since, as I said before, amongst the dwarves and humans in this religion, you generally stand before your gods. Perhaps the Deepwood halflings have a different relationship with them. Something to explore later. At any rate,
Florenta's going to leave one coin at the foot of the statue, like,
Oh yes,
best I can do.
I'm sure he will use that at some point.
couldn't hurt, right?
I suppose not.
Always bribe the biggest person you can find.
That is not a bad way to think.
Looks
All right.
around. I'm the biggest person right now.
Well, I don't
statues
know
are too big of-
that you're bigger than. You
No,
know.
Florenta leans
no.
into you, Luka.
Huh?
Florenta leans in as you say that, being the biggest person.
Bribery accepted.
Whatever reason you have, I'm just happy to see that you're participating. You're joining in, and I love that. Just all everybody's just learning. We're all learning.
It's important to keep the gods happy.
So Kerberos has moved out into the hallway and is looking both ways, waiting on you.
I believe
Go find.
there are 3 more people that have not had aid cast on them.
It's true.
So that'll be Oldie, myself, and our new friend.
Mm-hmm. And as I recall, you still have several hours of aid left on the first group.
Correct.
And what does that do for me?
That means that each and every player, character, and Kerberos have 5 more hit points than they really do. And they're real hit points. They can be healed and everything.
Yeah, they're not temporary hit points.
It's what, 8 hours?
Yeah, and it's only been about 3. And those of you who just got it are getting it for 8.
How kind of you. Hopefully the beginning of a good friendship.
I will say that the warding bond has worn off, however.
Sure. So I'll just recast it.
Thought you might.
Yeah.
Oh, Jack, I had a question before we get moving real quick as far as ceremony goes, because one of them was dedication.
Mm-hmm.
Is it something that I can use on Kerberos?
Yes, it is. It absolutely is. Because he has already
so that's something
taking up your god.
Absolutely. So that's definitely one of the things that I wanted to do over the short rest is be like, hey, we've talked about this.
Indeed. All right. Very good. Hang on one second.
Got to help keep my buddy alive.
All right. Yeah. So you spent a lot of that hour dedicating, doing an ongoing, very heartfelt ritual dedicating Kerberos to the service of Kaela. And now for the next 24 hours, he gets a D4 added to every one of his saving throws. And he's dedicated to the service of Kaela, which is pretty significant. The tips of every single one of his pieces of fur just went silver.
You know, at some point when time is not so of the essence, I would love to hear the story behind this.
It's really simple. They asked the gods to save me. The gods saved me. It's very nice. I like her. I don't know her yet, but I like her a lot.
He likes you too, clearly.
You are
Right.
all incredibly interesting, but you might be the most interesting of all of them.
You mean Luka, right?
No, I mean you.
No, I am not interesting. I'm angry. Let us
Oh,
go.
you're super interesting, Kerberos.
People can be
Don't
more.
underestimate yourself.
Yes, people can be more than one.
We're
thing.
talking and walking.
Right.
Yes,
I am not.
Yeah.
I am not 100% certain what word interesting means. To be honest,
Oh. We'll get there.
common
We'll
is not
get
first language.
That in and of itself is interesting, and we will teach you. I promise you, we'll teach you. I'm going to teach you all kinds of cool stuff. I'm going to teach you how to party.
Perhaps we should avoid making any promises until we are outside.
All right. So,
perhaps.
he's a little further down the hall. I'm assuming that Kole is beside him as per usual.
Correct.
Then we have Oldie and Florenta in the center, and that would put the new warlock friend, sorcerer friend, and Luka at the back.
Mm-hmm.
Works
That's
for
about
me.
right.
Very good.
Okay. Yep.
You advance down the hallway. Again, it's a good 10 feet across. You're able to go 2 by 2. The high vaulted ceilings I showed you before, dimly lit by the floor stones.
And nothing has stood out as far as like, because I know before Oldie was looking at like the art on the walls, nothing has been particularly standoutish.
All of it has basically been continued to point in this direction, basically this way to the king.
Ooh.
Basically this way to the Scorpion King. That kind of
Then we shall continue in a forward motion.
And there you are, right up against a set of double doors, which have an ancient symbol upon them, which, given his long extra discussion with Vindus, Oldie recognizes as the actual symbol of the King Scaudus, his heraldic symbol, which was a mailed fist crushing a snake.
Oh, wow. Whoa, nobody's probably seen this in like hundreds and hundreds of years. This is like his actual crest. Like one of his people actually like carved this probably. But yeah, this is his crest.
Okay.
Like would be on his banner or his shield.
Florenta, would you care to check the door?
So that is a dirty 20.
You do not find any traps.
Is it locked?
It does not seem to be.
No traps. That's to the good.
Well, I don't know that he needs
Are
it.
the hinges on this side or the other?
The hinges are on this side. It opens outward.
Okay. Well, are we all ready?
I
Good.
say we back
Like,
up and
literally born ready.
people pull the doors open and we'll see what we see, I guess.
Before the doors open, Abolus is going to reach down and unhook from what probably is some kind of hook on his belt beneath the sort of half coat that he wears, a chakram that is sort of ringed with a bit of like almost pinkish brass and a green inset that has a sort of flowery stained glass pattern. Now I am ready. Good luck.
Good.
All right, so who's opening the doors? Cole's got it. Very good.
Yep.
So Cole opening the doors. Kerberos right behind him. Florenta steps back. Yes.
Yes, and gonna hide.
Where?
Where would it be possible to? Basically, I just want to slip into the room and kind of obscure myself as they move in.
As the door opens, you will see what may be seen and whether it is possible to do so.
Okay, sounds good. I'll hold it then.
So all right. So as the door opens, what you all see before you is this chamber. There are two statues and two sarcophagi. There are three more of those purplish ethereal figures that you destroyed in the treasure chamber. And the larger creature is very similar in substance, if you can call it that. But it is all black and gray and substantially larger. And there is a crown of shadow on its head. The eyes are a deep purple color and they weep constantly. So purple runnels of tears trailing down its cheeks and dripping on the floor. You can hear them even though you know they're not physically striking.
Are we rolling initiative at this point?
You
or
are. All right. Oldie, what's yours?
I actually rolled 22, but that's with a natural 20.
Very good.
I would have preferred that natural 20 elsewhere, but I'll take it.
Gambler's fallacy, you can still get them. Cole,
13.
Florenta,
17.
Luka,
I got a 15 total. Was there something about the shield? I can't
yes,
remember.
you have advantage on initiative now.
That's the same roll.
Well, that's not very advantageous, but, you know, it's been worse. And
It has.
Abeles,
18.
All right. The first one to act is Scaudus. Old Blood, you are on deck. You come into my home, into my tomb. You bring your life, your joy here. Damn you. Everyone needs to make a DC 16 wisdom save.
Is this for a charm or fear effect?
It is neither charm nor fear.
Okay.
Oofed. Yeah, he's gonna roll that D4, but it's not gonna make any difference because that's a nat 1.
No.
Yep.
Not good.
Uh-oh.
So,
Or
for this round at least,
7.
Kerberos
Seven.
collapses weeping.
No, Kerberos.
My buddy.
Is 17 good enough?
It
I
is.
didn't
The DC is 16.
Oof.
Abeles,
I got a 16 exactly. Is that
the
Nice.
okay?
18 for me.
Cole?
25.
You're fine.
Nice.
Well, okay then.
That cleric power.
Florenta.
16.
All right. You all feel the
Nice.
sadness of his voice, but none of you, other than Kerberos, are overcome by it. He will get an additional save every round.
Excellent.
That +4, buddy. Do better. It's okay.
All righty. Oldie, you are up.
All right. I'm just checking.
I
the
will
map.
point something out. Sorry,
Yes.
before we move on, I will point out to Luka. The 3 lesser spirits are like the ones before. They have no soul attached. Scaudus' soul is present. Scaudus' soul is trapped in the animating force.
Oh boy, that complicates things, but I had a
Does
feeling
it?
that was going to be the case.
Oh,
Yeah. I'm just using a marker to measure.
And you totally could have had time to quickly tell people that before the initiative hit.
10 feet, 10 feet. All right. So I just put a little marker like at the edge of the sarcophagi there. That'll hit Big Bad, like the Big Bad and the 2 little bads, but not my friends. With Shatter.
All right.
I pull out a little chip of mica and crush it between my fingers as I whisper into it, and then just scream really loudly. Ah! And just echoes over to that spot and vibrates and makes a burst of thunder wave. It's Shatter. It's a 10-foot radius sphere, so they must make a Constitution save against 3d8 thunder damage.
Yep. What's
half
your
as
DC?
much on a successful save. Is 15.
Okay.
And then I will roll for the damage.
All right. Scout failed his save,
16.
Nice.
And that is
and so did
16
all of them.
damage. Oh, nice. And that's 16 thunder damage.
All right. Scout
And anything
reels
that's
back
in
from
those
it.
stone, crystal, metal.
Right. I'm gonna come to that in a second. Scout recoils from it but it looks as if he is not as damaged by it as one would expect. On the other hand, all of the normal specters. No, the specters are also taking half damage. Thunder is among their normal resistances.
I thought they might be, but it was a nice little.
So how much damage total was it before the half?
16 before halving.
All right, so 3 of them take 8 points. It's still not a bad use of an action. All right, so Scoutus is gone, Old Blood has gone. It is now a Spectre's turn.
Oh,
and
I'm sorry. Bonus action. I wanted to sing a little quick song about how happy I am that Florenta is becoming Luka's wife and is joining in with the religious observances, leaving the coin, and becoming part of our happy polycule family. And so have another Mark inspiration now.
Wait, hold on. Polycule what? No.
All right.
I don't know. You all seem lovely together.
It is now the Spectre's turn, and then then Abelis is on deck, followed by Florenta. Yes, Del.
I didn't want to interrupt Rev's action, but Luka would have advised them. So he still has a soul. I understand that all of you are going to do what you're going to do, but know that I'm going to do my best to try and redeem him.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Just be careful. I'm too young to be a widow.
Keep it in mind and hold it close to my heart.
All right. So one of the specters, as you know, specters do, the one directly beside Scoutus moves forward very swiftly, passing through everything as if it weren't there. By the way, the statue and the sarcophagus on that side did in fact shatter and crumble. So that whole side is just difficult terrain, but no actual physical blockage. Yeah, a 7 isn't going to hit you, Kole. So that Spectre's action is over.
Okay.
Abelis is up and Florenta's on deck.
All right. So as my bonus action, I'm going to put my curse on our great king. And then I would like to use, well, it worked so well the last time. I'm going to once again spend a point to twin an Eldritch Blast, targeting Scoutus and the Spectre that is closest to us.
Very good.
And it looks about the same, where it's that blast of sort of pink and rimmed with black, and then it sort of splits. So I'll roll for the Spectre first. That's 18.
That will hit. Roll your damage.
That is 5 points of force damage.
All right.
And then I will roll against Scoutus. Ah, that's better. That is a 26.
What was your roll?
19.
Okay. Just making sure.
Yeah, no worries.
All right. Very good. That will definitely hit.
And that will be 10 points of force damage.
Does that include your curse damage?
Yes.
Okay. It's very hard to tell when a Spectre is hurting, especially one that was already crying. So you can't really tell a whole lot more difference in Scoutus.
And Abelis will turn to Luka and go, do you honestly think there's a chance for redemption here?
Florenta.
Florenta is hiding, and she got a 22.
Where are you going to try to move to hide?
Okay, I believe I will. So, which side has the destroyed stuff in it?
The left side. So there'd be
The
nothing
left
to
side.
nothing to hide behind over to the left.
So I guess to the right.
Okay. I will warn you, going past that specter will provoke an attack of opportunity.
Hmm. All right then. So I guess rather than trying to hide, I will just take a shot at the specter that's in my way.
You do not have advantage, but you will have the sneak attack because there is a hostile creature within 5 feet of it.
Okay. All right, so that is good. I got a 21.
That will definitely hit.
And then I did 10 points of, no, 11 points of damage because of the bracers.
Did that count?
Hey,
Did you count your sneak attack this time?
No.
Please
you
add your
still get
sneak.
to that.
Oh,
Like I said-
I still get that even though I'm not.
Still get that.
As
because
long
it
as
has
you
a-
have
it has a-
advantage.
it has a- you don't have to have advantage even, as long as there's a hostile creature within
Right.
5 feet.
Hmm.
Okay, so 20 points of damage to the specter.
Right, which becomes 10.
Mhm.
But it had already been damaged twice. So that is sufficient to remove a specter. Now, if you like,
Hold on.
you may move and then bonus action.
Yes.
Quick question. Is it, I mean, it's dead, but is it 10 if her attacks are magical?
Because of the bracers.
Oh, no, it isn't. You're correct. They are.
Nice.
Thank you for reminding me.
No problem.
That was
I got
my
you.
question as well.
Very good. Thank you for reminding me. Yeah, no, you did full damage.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
First time in
Yeah.
this whole game.
Well, that's one of the things about magic weapons.
Yeah.
All right, so, and I rolled a 17 plus 8, so 23 to hide.
Right.
And I'm going to
Take
move
your
into the
move
room.
to get over here, and then you take your
Mhm.
bonus action to hide. Boom.
Correct.
All right. It is the Spectre's turn, and then it is a Spectre's turn, and then Luka's on deck. Okay. One Spectre is an X Spectre.
Mhm.
This Spectre, not having any concern whatsoever for walls or anything like that, goes right there and lashes out at Oldie. Gets a 16, which I'm pretty certain hits Oldie.
Yep, even with my bonuses.
Wait.
that hits.
Is Oldie within 5? Is Oldie within 5 feet of me?
Oldie is 5 feet ahead of you, but the creature is not within 5 feet of you.
Is that how?
It gets an attack hit on me.
Hang on. I know what
Okay,
she's
then-
trying to do. It's interception, right?
Yeah.
Let me read exactly what it says.
Okay.
Nope. The target has to be within 5 feet of you. When a creature you can see hits a target other than you within 5 feet of you, you can use your reaction to reduce the damage they take.
By 1d10 plus proficiency.
Yeah,
But
this one's a feat. It's not the right
I
one.
would like to take a reaction though. I would like to use silvery barbs, so it has to re-roll.
So it has to
and
re-roll
take
the
lower
attack?
roll.
Very good.
Nice.
Well, its lower roll was the first one.
Same total. It's the first one, and that's fine. I can
No, its lower
then
roll was the
also
first one. The
choose.
second one was actually higher.
Oh, okay. No, I'm saying I can also choose a different creature I see within range,
To give
including
advantage.
myself, to have advantage on. Yep, and so Luka will have advantage on their next attack, ability, or saving throw roll for
Very good.
a minute, which I hope this combat will be over by then.
We shall see. All right, so it did successfully hit you. We'll see how much damage it does, and then Luka can use her 1d10 plus to reduce that damage.
There.
And even if I was going to do something crazy and rule that, oh, it passes through, well, you've got a magic shield now, so it does a total of 10 necrotic damage.
So that's reduced to 5.
Is that what Luka rolled? They rolled?
No, warding bond.
All right. Actually,
Got res-
if Luka intercepts, then the damage will be reduced before it gets to Oldie, and then it will be halved.
Okay.
So
6.
so it is reduced to 6 points of damage, and you each take 3 necrotic. You must now both make DC 10 con saves.
Is it disease?
It is not.
Alright.
Not you, Luka. The 2 who took the damage.
Oh, that's right.
Save. I roll an 11 for con save.
You're
I got
good.
24.
You're both good. It's just damage. It does not reduce your hit point maximum.
With a passive perception of 14, do I notice that Kole also takes like a little bit of
It's
rot?
pretty obvious.
Giving you the dirtiest look right now, Kole.
He would absolutely notice that if he weren't already focused on Scottish.
All right. So, Luka.
It me.
What does that advantage apply to again, Rev?
Oh,
Attack rolls, ability scores, and saving throws.
Excellent. All skill checks are actually ability checks in 5e. Just so you know.
Oh, buddy.
so the thing you want to do there.
Okay. So they already said it that they're not going to interfere with anybody else doing anything else. This is a mano a mano thing here. Where they are, Luka will step forward. Their shield is still more to the side, and while they still hold their weapon, it is out. It is not in a way of attack. As they approach, they will do their move.
You're actually moving up to him?
Yes.
Very well. Just wanted to double check.
Moving while talking, so that the intent, at the very least, depending on his insight, knows that the current intent is not to attack.
Mhm.
I will use Channel Divinity.
Mhm. Which gives you a total of plus 12.
So I will use my Emissary of Peace.
Mhm.
And the words are as follows, probably a little bit more eloquent than Dell themselves can do. We don't come to wreak joy and life on your home, on your tomb. We are trying to salvage what is left of your kingdom, what is left of the place that you loved, that you bled for, that you died for. There is so much grief that has hardened your heart. You are not alone in your burden. We can tell by those who stand at your side, but your soul, it bleeds for this. We know loss. I know loss. And if you must have this morose soul encompassing yours, then please share that burden in a way that does not destroy everything that you built, everything that those you loved built.
All right. What have you rolled?
First roll was an 18. Second roll was a 19.
All right.
I'm not done yet. I have a bardic inspiration.
Yes, you do.
Yes, I was going to remind you.
I was also going to remind you.
Nice. You got
Courtesy
this.
of my buddy.
You see.
That is a 4. So hold on. I have to do math.
It's 35. It's 35.
So 12 plus 19 plus
It's
4.
30. It's 35. It's 35. You let us do this. I just need you to know you let us do this.
I know.
It gave me this channel divinity.
I did, and I'm okay with it. He wails, he cries, he screams, but those screams don't hurt like that first one did. In fact, at this point, the tears are running down his face, but they're turning to normal colored tears. The blackness is fading from around his fleshless soul, leaving a pale gray visage. And as this is happening, Kerberos kind of shakes it off and stands up. Kerberos is still crying, but he's not incapacitated. The screams that Scoutus makes do seem to hurt the other specters, though, as they hold their skulls, rock back, and just into that black mist that fades into the ground. And you can hear scream after scream after scream after scream, identical throughout the complex, as so many dead and undead are laid to rest. You hear bones clattering to the ground across such a great distance that it sounds like an avalanche combined with the waves crashing upon the shore. So many bones. And he reaches up and digs his fingers between the tight skin on that bony skull-like face, incorporeal as it is, and that black iron crown, and he digs in and he yanks. And it comes away, leaving a strip of missing flesh, and he throws the crown to the side. I do not deserve such grace, but I will not refuse it either. Perhaps there will be peace in death, after all. Now, it's entirely possible, if anyone wants to continue in rounds. But it is also not necessary at this point.
Probably not, but I would like to I'd like to go to the crown.
Mm-hmm.
And I just kind of want to sacred flame the crap out of it.
Nothing happens. You try to sacred flame it, and the flame winks out before it touches the crown.
No.
Hmm.
By the way, Luka has like knelt down and has kind of towered over the king to like offer them a hug.
Yeah, he has actually dropped down to a human size. He was enormous before, but he's a human size, and he's dropped to his knees And he will accept the hug, and you can sort of feel him. He's still incorporeal. He gave up his body a long time ago, but you can feel it, and his soul is warm. Yes, Rev.
I'm going to use Druidcraft to create a sense of warmth in the room, and minor illusion to make like the countryside of this area, a sunrise coming up over the hills.
Nice.
You make a visual illusion. So the combination trying to make like a light breeze and warmth, and he's remembering, so I'm trying to encourage his memory, and as this is probably his end, to give him some sense of beauty.
And then everything stops. If you had clocks, they wouldn't be ticking. If you had candles, the wax wouldn't be dripping. But you can move, and you can think, and you can breathe. You just know that you are outside of time. As a humble-looking man enters the chamber, dressed entirely in brown robes. His robes cover his feet. He is tall and slim, not quite as gaunt as his brother. When he moves, he glides rather than walking, and seems never to touch the ground. He wears a messenger bag and carries a scythe. Greetings, noble servants. I have come for one I should have taken long ago. I shall ensure he reaches his proper destination, unimpeded. The mother has sent me.
Luka will open their arms.
Scoutess stands, looks over, and his eyes clear, and the tracks of the tears are still there, but he's not crying anymore. And he almost smiles as he walks toward the plain brown-robed figure and holds out his hand. And the brown-robed figure takes his hand and smiles. And the illusion of warmth and the sunrise that you created just moments ago are not illusion, but real. And you are standing atop the hill in the circle of stones, in a place where there has never been a tomb. As he leads Scoutess away, very short distance, Scoutess turns back and says, "Thank you. I let my pain overwhelm my judgment. I'm sorry. But you must be ready. There are worse things than me, and one of them will be coming soon." And the plain, brown-robed figure sort of draws Scoutess in and molds him and folds him, but in a very comfortable sort of way, and tucks him away in the messenger bag.
Okay.
Before
Like a
disappearing.
letter.
As this figure disappears, there's a moment of just for Abelis where he just sort of like throws his hand out. He's just like, wait, damn it.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that reason you're here at some point.
And then the figure disappears into the west, headed toward the water, where the soul will board ship to travel to the Undying Lands. Yes, Justina.
So the tomb is gone.
Correct.
Florenta is frantically checking her bag to make sure those coins are in there.
Not only are the coins in there, but there are also several large gemstones, emeralds and rubies specifically.
Ooh.
And each of you has such things in your packs.
Oh.
The one thing that does remain that you probably wish didn't,
Is the crown?
the black iron crown
Mhm.
lying on the stones of the stone circle.
Boo.
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it.
I almost say we need to go digging like another day, but yeah, I'm scared it's still here, and that's
Okay.
Mm.
So Jack,
Yes.
I'm gonna cast Identify.
No, you will not.
I most certainly will.
It
I'm
resists
okay.
identify.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Can't use identify on an artifact.
Oh, the Black Crown is with us.
Yeah.
That's what I
Yeah,
said.
yeah.
It is on the stones of the circle.
Yeah, well, we can't just leave it here.
That's true.
God, I hate this.
Are we drawing
Someone will come along
straws to
and
see
put it
who's
on.
carrying it?
No. not
I'll
doing
carry
that.
it.
Not doing that.
I would
No.
suggest, after what we saw in there, that you may be the worst choice of us to carry whatever this is, as you are likely the best chance to prevent whatever unfortunate happenings it might rear upon the person who carries it. Obviously, I will not offer myself, as I doubt any of you would trust me nearly enough to touch such a damned thing, and if I'm being perfectly honest, I wouldn't want to anyway. And I wouldn't...
I think he's right,
Wait,
Luka, because if one of us carries it, you can save us. If you carry it, what will we do?
I cast Mage Hand. Will the Mage Hand pick it up?
It will not.
I'm sorry, I
I'm going to
tried.
grab it. I'm going to grab it.
Wait, please.
You were the closest to it, but okay, yeah, she says to wait. Do you wait?
Sure.
All right.
Can I get it on the end of the 10-foot pole and carry it away from me?
Perhaps
cannot.
we should wrap it before any of us directly interact.
So, like, it resists the stick?
Yeah.
Wow.
It
Oh,
refuses to
thing.
not be carried. That
Correct.
we can't just leave it here for something to pick up, though.
okay. I'm going to grab it now.
With
All right.
like a cloth, and they'll take out another scarf of Kayla. They like have like a million of those. Just, representing. Maybe she can help.
Hey, Kole, I know you're kind of private, but if you're gonna carry it, would you let me like look in your head?
Sure.
Okay.
Wrap it in the cloth and let's take it to the temple. Maybe
Yeah.
they know of a secret place we can store it.
Oh, there's a temple nearby.
You
In
use
the city we were in, yes.
you use the cloth to try to pick it up, right?
Yeah.
You are able to pick it up.
Mm-hmm.
The cloth doesn't seem to provide any sort of actual protection. It must not be thick enough or blessed enough, maybe.
Mhm.
You need to make a wisdom save.
Does Oldie need to make one since he's in tune to his brain?
Not yet.
Okay. Closing that 20.
You are absolutely fine. You seem to be impervious to its whispers, although you do hear them.
Gotcha.
It is talking about things that only you and Oldie, I will tell the specifics to later, but the worst things that ever happened in your life and how you should feel bad about them and how you should take revenge for them.
But he seems
Okay.
very resistant to it, and like
Yeah,
he's just
absolutely
slugging it
fine.
off like Kole does. It has
Yep.
been doing the whole time here.
That's
Right.
correct.
I'm going
After
to.
I'm quiet and kind of sus looking for a minute. No, you go ahead and say anything you're going to say, Cole.
I'm going to take my apron, like my space apron, and we're going to wrap it around there as well. It's got a symbol of Ignia. I intend.
You might as well get
Jeez.
two gods in the way. That's fair.
Yep, pretty much.
The combination does seem more helpful.
Good.
You can still hear it, but it's you're actually pretty certain it just would have been louder
Yeah.
without the cloth.
Muffle it, just drown it out.
And that it absolutely cannot be moved except by almost direct contact with a sapient creature who wishes to move it.
All right.
Okay.
I think Cole's fine. I mean, he's got a mind like a steel trap. I'm sorry. I'm going to pretend I didn't hear any of that, Cole, all right?
Okay.
I'm trying to be respectful. I'm
I
sorry.
understand. I'm
I
focused
feel bad.
on. It's fine. I
But
allowed
no,
you.
for everybody else, no, he'll be all right. So I wouldn't suggest anybody ever touch that. Let's as quick as we can to the temple.
So you're
Let's
headed
see.
down the hill away
Yeah.
from the Tomb of Sorrows, where you have successfully redeemed the broken king, the king of sorrow himself, Scotus, and removed the Tomb of Sorrows from existence. And that, my friends, brings us to the conclusion of this story arc, the conclusion of the Tomb of Sorrows. But we will be back next week because in 1 week, we will begin streaming this series live at 8 p.m. EST every Thursday for your entertainment, starting with the next arc, which is called The Shadow of the Dragon. Please join us. Please join us when we return. Now, I will allow my good friends to go ahead and read us on out. Q.
Hi, I'm Q. Dorian Black, Dorian_Black on Twitter, Dorian_Black with a Q on Twitch. Again, I'm not really on there, but I've had an amazing time, an incredible time getting to do this and now continuing to do this. So good for me. And it's been for a good cause. So really, really digging that. So thank you so much for this amazing opportunity. I love you guys a lot.
We love you too. Rev.
Hi, I'm Rev. I rate the games for Thought Police. You can find us on Twitter as _Thought Police. And I am so thrilled with the way that this arc turned out and the power of friendship prevailed. And the power of friendship still needs to prevail. So please, please, please go to the Tiltify link and donate to abortion funds. They really need your help right now. and I'm so excited that I'm going to continue to get to play this with my new table friends that I made here, because you guys have just been so incredible, and it's been such a fun ride.
It ain't giving up yet, but all right, Justina.
I'm Justina. You can find me on Twitter at Justina Revolution. And I write, run, read horror games, horror reviews, horror stories, just everything horror. That's me. Thank you so much for watching and donating and sharing and doing all the wonderful things. And I'm very grateful for the opportunity I had to get to know these kind folks. And yeah, it's been great. Thank you.
You've been great, and you'll continue to be great. We're just going to get better. The longer we do this, the better we'll get. Del.
Hello, I am Del. You can find me at Del Deliriums or at Del Delirium is Delight on any of my handles. I have been having an amazing time getting to play with some new people and enjoying this amazing campaign, and also just the idea of being able to do something that I love for a cause that I so strongly believe in, and having you guys listen and watch and donate and just be a part of this and sharing this message has been one of the most fulfilling things in my life. So thank you for watching. Thank you for being. I appreciate the opportunity.
So we appreciate you, Del, and the energy you brought to the table, and the very concept and your approach to it literally changed the entire possibility of the story arc. And I love that.
Love rules.
It does. And that's kind of part of the message that we were really getting at. This story arc was obviously an entertaining story about a dungeon crawl going after a demented undead king, right?
Mhm.
But it's also a story about the power of redemption. It's a story about telling people the truth until they see it. We need to give to the National Network of Abortion Funds and other abortion funds and support abortion rights and support bodily autonomy. But we also need to change the minds of those who wish to take them away, because until we do, until we get through to them what the right is, all we will be able to do is fight, and eventually it will turn to real violence. Please reach out, support the causes you believe in, but also take the risk and try to convince somebody of the truth. I've got nothing but love for all of you. Thank you for watching, and hopefully you will join us in a week when we just start telling a great D&D story. Of course, it may also have unexpected depths. I guarantee nothing. And finally, my last player, who was also my first player, who was also my producer and did all the hard work to put all this thing together, and the guy who set up the charity drive for the abortion funds and got us all involved. So I just want a little round of applause for Drake. All right, cool. Now he gets to go ahead and identify himself and then lead us the rest of the way out. Thank you for watching.
Hi, everyone. I'm Drake, aka Lion. You can find me over at the LionKnight42 on Twitter. Also here at Tales from the Table Studios, where I am, along with our amazing casts and crew, working very, very hard to bring you all the content that we can, and for the best causes we can find. This has been an amazing experience thus far, and it is absolutely incredible to me seeing how far we've come from the beginning, knowing that, you know, we're just about done. Tomorrow is going to be our last game for the charity drive, and it has just completely blown away my expectations. I'm just going to take a moment. I won't take up too much time. I promise. Like I said, that'll happen tomorrow night when I get all emotional, or tomorrow evening when I get all emotional at the end of it. But when I first started this, I remember looking at our editor, who's a very close personal friend of mine, and going, You think $300 is too much to set as a goal? And now we're at 1,600 plus, and it has been absolutely just beyond words. Thank you to everyone who has been a part of this in any and every way. Thank you to everyone who's donated, everyone who's been in a chat, even if it's just for a moment, everyone who has taken part in any of these games, whether it was as a player, whether it was running them, whether it was just helping me get in contact with some of these amazing people. I consider myself so incredibly lucky to have had and to continue to have the opportunity to present these games and this content and these people to everyone, to support and help other people support this amazing cause. It has meant so much. I'm okay. And again, just
read through it.
yeah. But thank you so much to everyone. I have nothing but love for all of you, and that's so important right now because there's not enough of it in the world, and there needs to be more. And this is one of the ways we can help with that. So thank you if you've donated. If you haven't yet, you still have time. It doesn't end until tomorrow. If you can't, that's okay. Let your friends know. Let people you love know. Give them the opportunity to do the same. You can also call your local abortion funds. They are always looking for volunteers. There are so many different ways that you can help. Every single dollar that you donate, doesn't matter how much, goes towards travel, logistics, medical expenses, temporary housing, anything else that is necessary to help protect and support reproductive rights and bodily autonomy, because everyone deserves to have that right. That's not something we should have to fight for, but we are, and we're not going to stop. To that end, we'll be back tomorrow with the final episode of Avatar Legends: The Breaking Point. And I will talk more about all of this after that game. Definitely check it out because things are heating up and it is going to get wild. And then we'll see you back here next Thursday as we return to the amazing world of Rega. Have a good night, and don't forget, always tell your tales. Take care.